Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of Hawaii. We've got a new property we're going to talk about today. This is an Ocean View Estates. I must warn you guys, if you have seen any of my other videos about Ocean View Estates, I apologize in advance. I am going to repeat myself almost entirely. There is only a finite amount of information about this region that I know to talk about, and that seems relevant and germane to these videos, so I am going to repeat myself. If you've watched these videos before, with the exception of the exact location of the property, most of this will all be old news. If, however, you are new to the channel, if you have never watched one of these videos, congratulations! This will all be new to you. So here we go. Reference number on this property is HI2852. This is a 1-acre lot located in the Ocean View Estates subdivision, and this 1-acre lot is priced affordably at $8,000. Let's pull this up on a map, show you guys exactly where this is. As with all of our properties, come down here, click on any one of these GPS coordinates, and it will bring it up here on the Google Maps. All right, guys, let's back up first, show you exactly where this is in the world, and then we'll talk about specifics. So, within the state of Hawaii, you have the big island down here. This is the entire island equals Hawaii County. And within the island, within the county, this property sits down here in the southern portion of the island in the Ocean View community. Everything that you see carved out here on this map, this carved out section right here, this is the Ocean View Estates subdivision. Here's where the property sits specifically. Of course, this property is within close proximity of the Papaklea Green Sand Beach down here in the southern portion of the island, the Punalu'u Black Sand Beach over here, and the Miloli Beach over here on this side of the island. I believe as the crow flies, each of these locations are roughly about 10 minutes, 10 miles from the property itself. Practically speaking, this is more like a 30-minute drive out to each one of these properties. You drive, you park, you take your bike down to the shore, you walk, you hike, whatever, etc. But roughly about 30 minutes from the shore. Nonetheless, exponentially closer than where all of your jealous friends are back in Michigan and Mississippi and wherever. So there you go, you got that going for you. Additionally, this property has ocean views from the lot, so that will always be something that you can boast about. Anywho, let's zoom back in. So the Ocean View community right here that I had pointed out earlier, this entire region is notable because you have power and paved road access to all of the lots in this subdivision. To be clear, when I say subdivision, this is all one region where a developer had come in, they bought up a couple thousand acres of land, they chopped it all up, and they created hundreds, if not thousands, of 1-acre parcels. So out here, you're not going to find 2-acre lots, 3-acre lots, 10 acres, 5 acres, etc. All of these are 1-acre lots. And for the record, 1-acre piece of real estate within this county, within this island, is a healthy chunk of land. There are a number of other subdivisions out here. None of them boast land this big, much less at a price like this. So this is an excellent entrance into just the Hawaii real estate game. If you're looking to sort of flip properties, you can get this at a low price. Or if you are looking to purchase a piece of land out in Hawaii, this is not only affordable but also quite large in comparison to most of what you find out there otherwise. Anywho, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this specific property sits right here off of Aloha Boulevard, located between Plumeria Lane and Koa Lane. If you go to the plat map right here, go to map view, you can see the plat overlay, and you can see that this is what the lot looks like. Now, the entirety of the subdivision is broken up like this. The way that you see this square block broken down here with these lots right here, right here, right here, and kind of makes like a cross, these lots. All of the blocks in this subdivision are platted out like this. You'll find this everywhere. So within this region, you have 3 types of lots. You have these more evenly proportioned lots like this, the sort of bigger, fatter ones. You have these medium-sized rectangles, and then you have these super skinny rectangles. And if you'd like to see even more so another representation of this property, just come down here to the photo gallery. We've got the Google Earth overlay, which demonstrates the size, shape, location of the lot. And you can scroll through here. Or, look at this, guys, you can look at the exact plat map from this region. And you can see that this is the lot right here. So, the Google Earth, the plat map aligns with what we have here on Google Maps. Anywho, back to the map. All right. So the Ocean View community, as noted, is one that has paved road access and power all throughout the region. This is one of these areas where the community does a good job and has over the past few decades of trying to not only maintain the area but also attract business, to the region. I think when this area was first developed, there wasn't much out here. But it's not a formal HOA, like they collect dues type of thing or give you onerous restrictions that you have to abide by. It's a nonprofit community association that kind of maintains the area and does things like what I mentioned, tries to attract business, etc. Now, if you come back here to the photo gallery on this page, we've got two sets of photos. The first grouping right here are just sort of photos from the region. Then, when you get down here, these are photos from the property itself. Whatever the case, if you come up here and you look at this first group of photos, what you're going to see is that this is what Ocean View is like out here. This is what you're going to have easily accessible to you. You've got gas stations out here, Ace hardware store. If you're going to start building on this lot, this is within easy driving distance of you. You got the post office, you got the bank, veterinarian clinic, so on and so forth. And if you scroll through these photos, you'll see even more that you are not too far from basic amenities, food, groceries, churches, things like that. So anything that you want is going to be within easy driving distance from this property. And just to give you an even better sense, hang on guys, if you go back to the map here, you kind of zoom in on this region down here, which you'll see enumerated here on the map are a lot of what I just showed you as far as, here's where I try to immediately locate all these things. The market that I showed you in the pictures there, the gas station, the hardware store is around here somewhere, I swear. It's here. Anyway, here's the park that I was showing you pictures of earlier, etc. Point being, the market, this is a developed region, and all of these things really that I was showing you photos of are down here at the base of the subdivision. So really just a roughly, let's right click and measure distance, roughly about a 3-mile drive as the crow flies. Maybe you have to zig and zag a little bit, but 3 miles south of the property is where you would have access to all these things. Anywho, so I'd encourage you guys come through here, take a look at the photo gallery, see all that's available out here. These, again, are photos from sort of the base of the subdivision of Ocean View, so you can see what's out here as far as fields where the kids can go and play, etc. There's churches, there's bars and grills, and then some parks out here. Nature trails. Then we get into the property-specific photos right here. So as you can see from the first photo, number one, these are the ocean views that we were talking about earlier. This property has ocean views, additionally paved road access, and as we look further at the other photos here, you can see that there's power all throughout this street. This is Aloha Boulevard, power along both ends. So obviously it's not going to be difficult to get hooked up out here, get hooked up to the grid. Now, the property itself consists of sort of lava rock and ohi'a trees. If you are going to come out here and build, obviously you're going to have to do some landscaping, we'll be generous and call it landscaping. And out here in Hawaii, however, they do a lot of this when they have to build on properties. It's a grubbing and grading permit is what you're going to need to do, is what you're going to need to obtain to do this. Of course, my understanding is it's fairly easy to get one of those. The entire community basically had to get one before they can start building, so it's not an unusual thing to try to access or try to obtain. Of course, out here in the distance, you can see more of these ocean views that you're going to have with the property, that you're going to be able to boast to all your friends and former neighbors back home, etc. So really picturesque views, etc. And of course, the property, like all of these lots out here in Ocean View, it has a kind of slope to it. The property itself, this entire subdivision is built basically on the side of the, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but the Mauna volcano. I had said in previous videos that this volcano last erupted in the 80s. Turns out I was wrong. I was corrected on that. Though I didn't, just come up with that number. I had heard that from someone and then I'd been corrected on it again. So anyway, apparently volcano hasn't erupted in much longer than that, I believe back in the 50s. Whatever the case, because this is built on this hillside, I'm going to, hang on a second, let's try this. Can I do it? No, I can't do it. Hang on. All right, well, it's not working, but basically what you would see if you did a sort of three-dimensional view of this is that, well, it's built on a hillside, and the property has a sort of slope to it, sloping down toward the ocean, so of course you're going to be built up at the top of the lot, and you're going to have some nice views from there out over that way. Additionally, you're not going to have anybody, unless they build a really big house in front of you, and my guess is there's some sort of zoning restriction against that. Unless they build a really big house in front of you and block your view of the ocean, which again, I don't think will happen, you will forever be able to have that and be able to boast about that. Anyway, again, I'd encourage you guys, zoom through the photo gallery here, check these out on your own time. I think you'll agree it's a really pretty area, and again, you'll see more of those paved roads, power lines, so on and so forth. Now, Things to be aware of if you're going to purchase this property, if you're entertaining this. Number one, we have a lot of helpful information up here in the table that I want to make you guys aware of. I had referenced some beaches earlier on. If you come up here to our big island travel guide, click this link, or even any one of these links right here. It's going to take you to a lot of the, the more compelling and interesting things about the island, and you can learn more about what's available out there. Now, as you can imagine, it's an island in the Pacific Ocean. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of activities, a lot of touristy things to do out here, etc. But if you scroll through any one of those links and learn more about this region, what you're going to see are all the great things that you could do. It's not just that you're close to the beach, it's that you're close to, any number of things as far as sightseeing, as far as, I don't know, rock climbing, cliff jumping, hikes, so on and so forth. Anyway, these are all links to each of these respective beaches. You could read more about this area, etc. Additionally, in this table, we also have links to the organizations that I had mentioned before, the Ocean View Community Association, and their sort of sister organization, which is the Hawaiian Ocean View Estates Road Maintenance Corporation. So if you have questions about this region, about living out here, about buying land out here, this is a good resource. These are people you can call and talk to and say, hey, I'm looking to buy some land in your community. I'd be curious to know X, Y, and Z, whatever those things are. That's my way of saying, if you call me, guy who's never lived there, I can only speculate. So this is a good resource, good resource, people you can talk to about this region. Additionally, as far as this Road Maintenance Association goes, and my God, they update their website on an almost weekly basis. This is a good resource because they also provide things out here like you can rent bulldozers. Let's see if they have any of it. You can rent bulldozers to come out and kind of doze the land, quote unquote, is what it's called. They provide things like that. Now, additionally, when I talk about both these associations, I said earlier that the Community Association is not a formal HOA. They don't collect dues. That being said, the Road Maintenance Corporation does. So what you should be aware is, number one, you're going to have $200 in annual taxes with this property. That's paid. You have the option to pay it all at once, or $100 in August, $100 in February. But then you have this $150 road maintenance fee that's due every year, and that's probably also $75 in 1 month and $75 6 months later. Point being, those are the fees that are associated with this property, which is pretty reasonable for land in Hawaii. So just an FYI. Anyway, additionally in this table, we have some other links that would be helpful. A couple things to know about the region. Number one, the Hawaii Electric Corp are the people who ultimately sort of control these power poles that are all along the roadway. So if you have questions about, hey, I'm buying some land, you guys have, a utility easement on my property, you have power lines out here, realistically speaking, what is it going to cost for me to get hooked up? That's the resource, that's the website, that's the phone number to call to talk to those people about, what does this cost? Or logistically, what's involved with it. Additionally, we also have down here some information about rainwater catchment systems, including Waterworks Hawaii. Now, I'm pointing this out because what is very common out here within the island, within this subdivision, is that people rely on rainwater catchment as a way to get their water, because you're building on the side of a volcano, essentially. You can't drill for water. This isn't like in New Mexico where they drill for water. But out here, a very reasonable solution, unlike in the desert, is, because it's a tropical climate, is to rely on rainwater catchment as a way to, provide drinking water and bathing water for your property, for your new home, etc. So point being, if you want to learn about what's involved in that as far as logistics, as far as, I don't know, building codes, things like that, obviously a company like this is going to be a better resource than, say, calling us or even just trying to Google it and figure it out yourself. I call these people, say, hey, I'm looking to buy some land in Ocean View Estates. I want to set up a rainwater catchment tank. What are some things I need to know? Yada, yada, yada. Anywho, additionally, we also have some other resources here. We have this YouTube channel, Off Grid Hawaii, that we link to. A lot of our buyers, of course, want to do things like, quote unquote, unconventional lifestyle, off-grid living, as far as building a tiny home or a shipping container home, etc. This is an excellent YouTube channel to just go on and watch some of their videos. I don't think they're located in the subdivision, but I do believe they're on the Big Island. And they talk a lot about, again, practically speaking, what it's like living that kind of lifestyle in Hawaii, things to know and things to look forward to. Now, up here in the title, this headline, we say relaxed zoning laws. I just quickly want to explain what that means to you guys. That doesn't mean there's no zoning laws. It doesn't mean go do whatever you want and no one will ever fine you for anything. What it really means is that the kind of things that a lot of our buyers will call about that I know are explicitly forbidden in parts of New Mexico. I know you can do out here. Now, does it mean you need an additional permit that you have to pay $50 a year for? Yeah, probably. There's probably things like that that you want to be aware of. Whatever the case, the point is that this is a region that is more permissive about these sort of, again, quote unquote, unconventional types of structures like shipping container homes, tiny homes, yurts, etc. And they are willing to work with landowners out there who want to do things like that on their property. But as always, we recommend reach out to the county, talk to the planning and zoning office, tell them your plans, find out, what do you need to know as far as additional permitting, if any, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, before I get to purchasing the property, I just want to mention out here in Hawaii, and we have this linked here in the table, Hawaii Federal Credit Union. If you click on this, it's going to take you to their website. This is one of the few lenders I have ever come across who lends on vacant land. And as you can see, they have a pretty reasonable interest rate here, 4.7%. A lot of times when we offer properties like this that are, within this price range or really any price range, a lot of people will call us here at the office and ask if we'll finance the property. I'm not crazy go nuts about financing. Typically when we finance a property within 3 to 6 months, I get a call from somebody telling me why they can't pay us for, another 3 or 6 months. And I don't like foreclosing on properties, and I don't like saying, yeah, sure, no problem, don't pay me. So point being, I always try to recommend people to sources of financing for things like this. Honestly, 4.7% is an excellent interest rate. If I were to finance the property, I would finance it at a much higher percentage rate because that's the only way that makes sense for me running the business here. So point being, excellent resource, guys. If you do want to buy a property like this, but you don't have all the money, reach out to these people and see if they'll approve you for it. The amount of money that we're requesting for this is very reasonable for Hawaii, very reasonable for this region. So my guess is that they will not have difficulty with that. Though they will probably want to close through a title company on it, FYI. Anyway, so let's talk about the buying process. Up here, we say that the price is $8,000, but we're asking for an earnest money deposit of $500. So if you click this Buy Now button, it's going to take you to this secure checkout page where we will ask you for some information so we know how to write the deed, and then some credit card information so you can put down the $500. Now, just to explain, this is not an installment sale. This is not $500 now and $100 a month for the rest of your life. This is, we want the full $8,000. It's actually $8,150 because we have document preparation fee. Whatever the case, because I do not anticipate most people have a credit card they can charge $8,000 on. And some people want to buy the property and won't want to check out that way. We just give you this option. Put down $500. You'll get a call from us, toot sweet. We'll reach out to you and find out how you want to fund the rest of this. And just a quick thing, guys. If you do want to close on this with a credit card, that's fine. We'll send you a link. You could pay the remainder of the funds either on 1 card or 2 cards or 3 cards or whatever math you need to do to make that work, credit or debit card, etc. And then, as we have noted here in the table, we will do an attorney closing on this. We will hire our attorney in Hawaii to draft a new deed, putting the property in your name. Once it's done, we'll email it to you, say, look this over, make sure we spelled your name right, make sure there's nobody else you want on this deed, spouse, sibling, child, etc. Once you say it's good, we're going to autograph it, notarize it, and mail it off to our attorney to get recorded. Now, quick thing I should mention here, guys. If you're buying a New Mexico property, I'm going to have a deed to you within 24 hours for your review. Because we're using the attorney, generally speaking, we reach out to them. They say, we'll have it in 24 hours. And then 72 hours later, they're still promising they'll have it in a day or so. So point being, realistically speaking, just want to prepare you for this. I will be in touch with you throughout the entire process, but it does take a few days for the attorneys to draft these deeds plus supplemental documentation. Anyway, that is way number 1 that you can check out on this property. The other is you put the $500 deposit and then you say, maybe you want title insurance on this property, you want to close through a title company, or maybe you're just saying, I'm skeptical of this land selling operation on the internet. I want to make sure this is legit. I want to make sure there's a title company involved. That is absolutely fine with us. Your skepticism is neither unique nor unreasonable. So if you come to our Buying From Us page, you can read exactly how we do these sorts of closings. Now, we recommend it for prices of $10,000 and up, but honestly, I will do it for anybody at any price level who wants to close through title escrow. I have no qualms about that. So point being, you put down the earnest money deposit, we're going to draft a contract, you sign it, we sign it, and then we will submit it to the title company to begin the escrow process. The benefit of this for you as the buyer, number 1, is you're getting title insurance with the property. Number 2 is we cannot touch your money until such a time as the property has been deeded into your name. So your funds will not be released to us until we have fulfilled our end of this deal and signed the deed. And in case you're saying, hey, I don't like to submit money until I've seen the contract, just click this link right here and you will see the sort of generic standard contract that we use on all our deals. One page for signatures, pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. Of course, if you'd like your attorney to review it, that's fine with us. But we do ask for the deposit first to prove that you are serious about buying from us. So you put down the money, we draft a contract, we sign it, you sign it, submit it to Title Escrow, they do the rest. I've had good luck with title companies in Hawaii, much better luck than I have in New Mexico. They tend to facilitate these transactions a lot faster. So typically I'll say 30 days. I'll prepare a buyer for the fact that title companies are quote unquote deliberate. Practically speaking, however, what I've seen thus far is that Hawaii title companies tend to get these things done a lot faster. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all right, guys, thanks for watching. If you sat through the whole 20 minutes, congratulations. You have more patience than most people, I'm sure. If you have any further questions, leave us a comment here on the YouTube. We'll do our best to answer it. Shoot us an email, support@hemingwayland.com, or give me a call, 702-919-7170. See you in the next video, guys.